What's up, guys? I want to talk about Trump versus Nazi Pelosi and Cryin Chuck Schumer over this damn border wall. What is it going to take for this country to have a physical barrier to keep illegals out? And not just illegals, but terrorists, people that will do harm to our country, to our citizens, to our economy. It's like the most common sense solution ever. And I, for one, am down to have the government shut down. I don't care. I mean, we need a freaking physical barrier. All I want for Christmas is a border wall. And, you know, it's plain to see right now, they don't want a wall. They don't care. They will toe whatever line fits their current narrative. You know, back in the day, they were supportive of stopping illegal immigration. Back in the day, you've seen videos, they were for a border wall. What's up, Shannon Lee? What's up, Jalen Powers, right conservative? In class, but we'll be listening. You'll probably get more learning from this than in school, man. The indoctrination camps, that's what schools are, indoctrination camps. Bet they're not teaching anything about a border wall. They're probably teaching, you know, socialism. Stalin was a good man. You know, capitalism has pillaged and, you know, caused so much havoc throughout the history of the world. But, yeah, man, like, look at these Democrat clowns. Look how they are. They're some of the worst people we've ever seen. Think about the face of the Democrat Party right now. Think about the people running the party. It's a clown. It's a freak show. It's a freak show. You got Cryin Chuck Schumer. He's the worst. He used to talk about how we needed to do something about illegal immigration. And now Trump is a mean man because he shut down the border or shut down the government. Like, oh, yeah, you know, Trump's government shut down. Then you got Nancy Pelosi. She's been in office for how long? They need some fresh faces. And the fresh faces they thought they could groom to be the new faces of the Democrat Party, they're clowns too. I mean, bathroom Cory Booker, Spartacus, or how about KKK Kamala Harris? I mean, these people are a joke. Oh, what about Ocasio-Cortez? It doesn't matter who you name. Blumenthal, he's a joke. Pocahontas. These people suck. And none of them want border security. And that's why I say, man, like, what does it matter about health care for all? What does it matter about raising the minimum wage? What does it matter about the First Step Act if we don't have a freaking wall on our southern border? Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. That is the top priority. That's the top priority for Congress, for the president, for U.S. citizens. That's all anyone should care about is the border wall. Securing sovereignty for our nation should be the top priority because it controls everything else. Right? If you don't have a border wall, you don't have a country, like Trump said. Think about everything that will come over the border. It's inevitable. And it's time to stop being PC about it. Disease, drugs, crime, poverty. How are those things going to help citizens here? We got to call it what it is, you know? You got to be able to call it what it is. And that's another reason why we got to just continue hammering against the PC culture. They don't want you talking about it. And for all the people that are opposed to this, people that are like, border walls are racist, we can't have a border wall, Trump just doesn't want brown people over in the country. Well, I'm brown and I don't want brown people over in the country. I don't want anybody of any color coming over here illegally. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see that as controversial. Again, how is it controversial to say we need a physical barrier on our southern border? We need a merit-based immigration system. We got to stop catch and release. We got to stop incentivizing people to come over here knowing that they can just have kids and then gain citizenship that way. I talked about in my last live stream some of the stats, like 63% of non-citizens access at least one welfare program. That's in comparison to like less than 50% of US citizens. There's something like 91% of non-citizens with a high school diploma or less access at least one welfare program. That's compared to like 28% of US citizens. So it's inevitable that our system is going to collapse, right? Our safety net that we all pay into is going to collapse. I mean, I don't know why people can't just turn off the tail live vision and turn on their brains and say, wait a minute, as much as I want these people to have a better life, I don't want it to be at my expense. And if you haven't noticed, it's only happening, they're only caring about this in Western countries, you know, the European countries, Australia, Canada, France, and you're seeing it rise up. You're seeing the backlash to the heavy-handed government. You're seeing it happen now in Belgium. It's happening in Netherlands. And see, the media, they're never going to really report on it the way that it's actually happening. They're going to downplay it as much as possible. It makes it seem like, oh, just a small gathering of people protest. YouTube interruption. Sorry about that, guys. You know how it goes. Every single time I try to go live, I won't say every time. It's not every single time, but a significant amount of the time when I start doing a live stream, I get interrupted. And I have Verizon. It's supposed to be the best wireless carrier in the nation, and I get service interruption, but I digress. You know, it's really frustrating to see how the Democrats are standing in the way of building a wall. They love the word comprehensive, like, yeah, we just need comprehensive and humane immigration reform. Just say you want open borders. Just say that, because we all know that you guys don't want a border wall. And I love that we have a president, a commander-in-chief that stands tall, and he says, yeah, I'll shut down the government. So what? What are you going to do about it? Don't you guys love having a president like that? Someone that actually stands up to it and says, yeah, man, we'll shut down the government. What? I want a wall. We need a wall. I'll shut down the government to do it. I don't care. I want funding for the wall. And it's just sad, man, that we let them take back the House, because now all they're going to do is dig their heels in and slow down all the progress that's been made. They're going to stop Trump from passing anything. And now they're really going to try to push for impeachment. They're just, you know, I was talking to my mom about this before the midterms. When we first heard that there was a caravan coming, I'm like, watch, the Democrats aren't going to say anything about it. None of them want immigration reform. They don't want a wall. And she's like, are you sure it's all of them? There are no Democrats that want a wall. There are no Democrats that want to secure our borders. I'm like, watch and see. Watch and see. If they win the House, if they win back the House, watch and see that none of them will step up and be proactive and say, yeah, we got to do something about it, because disagreeing with Trump is more important than doing what's right. And she's like, okay, we'll see. All right, well, here we go. They won back the House, and the first thing they said they want to do is open up endless investigations on Trump, looking into his tax returns, and did he participate in campaign finance violations and all of that. I'm like, how does that help me? That's just a waste of my taxpayer dollars. That's a waste of money. How does that help my life by you trying to impeach a president that's actually making most people's lives better? Someone who's at least out to do something about the biggest problem facing the country. All the other problems stem from an overwhelming number of people mooching off of the government, suckling at the teat, getting those handouts, not wanting to work, not incentivized to work, entitled to handouts. The sense of entitlement that's created by the policies, by Democrats saying stuff like, healthcare is a human right, housing is a human right. No, it's not. No, it's not. healthcare is not a human right. If you're saying healthcare is a human right, you're saying that your rights come from humans, and therefore people who perform healthcare should have a gun held to their head saying you're going to perform surgery on that person, you're going to clean that person's teeth. It's their right to have you go to school for X number of years, go into debt so that they can have healthcare. And because people believe that all these things are human rights, they feel entitled to them, therefore they don't have to work for them. You see how this all connects together? Do you see the puzzle pieces, how they line, how it all connects, how Democrats entitle their constituents with their talk track, what they're saying, healthcare is a human right, education's a human right. None of that's a human right. None of it. But because our country is full of people now who believe that those are rights, they're entitled to it. So therefore, the people that are actually paying taxes are the ones funding people who are not paying taxes. Eventually, there's going to be a collapse because of that. You have less people paying into our system and more people draining that system. But you know, common sense isn't so common. But I tell you one thing, we're in for a long couple years, when Trump can be on TV and say, I will shut down the government over a border wall. If we don't get funding for a wall, I will shut down the government. And the Democrats, the face of the Democrat Party, stands there with their arms folded, Chuck Schumer, and says, you know, we don't need to shut down the government. Or Nancy Pelosi saying, you could do something about it right now. You could do something, just pretty much trying to call his bluff. Instead of agreeing with him because of Trump derangement syndrome. This is why I say again, liberalism is a mental disorder. How else do you explain abandoning common sense and disregarding what makes sense because of your dislike of someone else? It just doesn't make any sense, man. That's why I say it's a mental disorder. It's a mental disorder. People just lead with emotion. So it's pretty frustrating, guys. I don't know what you think. I know other people are covering this, but sometimes I just have to vent about it because I'll think about it and I'm like, yeah, I gotta say something. I have to say something because it's getting it off my chest. I can't just talk about it with anybody. Like I said, most of my friends and family are Democrats, or they, again, with the interruption, YouTube interrupted me. But you know what, actually this might not be on YouTube because I'm by an airport and the service is really bad over here. But I just wanted to get that out there and say that, guys, like, maybe we can organize some sort of march or go stand outside. Can we just do what they did with the Kavanaugh hearing? Let's just get crazy like they did. Let's go claw and scratch at the doors of the of Capitol Hill, and let's just get crazy. That's what it's going to take, unfortunately, because they don't care about the will of the people. They care about their agenda and they care about staying in power. What did I say? Their first two goals: number one, get elected; number two, get reelected. And because we don't have term limits on Senate seats, congressional seats, they can just run forever. They can figure out what to say and lie to their base about to get them to vote for them. They figure it out, and then it's no longer about them. It's like, all right, especially someone like Maxine Waters, it's like, all right, I know what my constituents believe in. I know how to push their buttons to get me reelected. So let me just go out there and tell them I'm going to get reparations for them. Let me tell them that my opponent is racist. Let me tell them that it's the racist white man that's keeping them down, and that Republicans want to take away some of their benefits, what they need to survive. All I have to do is say that every 4 years and I'll get reelected. I don't actually have to do that. I don't have to do anything when I get in office. I just got to keep them dumbed down and tell them what to do. They kind of massage and finesse the situation so that they can just maintain power. That's what happens when you don't have term limits. And so like with France, like with Belgium, like with Germany, like with the UK, like with these other countries that are much further down the path of socialism and totalitarianism than we are. It's gonna, unfortunately, I think it's gonna have to come to that, because you have way too many people in the US who don't even, they either don't know what's going on, they don't care, or they support it. Which, I guess, if you don't care what's going on, by default you support it. And if you don't know what's going on, you're just under, like, I guess you're hiding under a rock, or you're choosing not to engage, or you don't care about politics, so therefore you're not going to say anything. But I think it's going to have to come down to that, guys. I don't know how else we can get a border wall built. It's going to take a border wall, a physical barrier. I mean, and in order to get that to happen, we might have to stir up some ruckus. I'm not calling for that. I'm not saying get out there in the streets and flip cars and destroy property. But I'm also saying, like, what's going to get their attention and let them know we don't want this current policy. We don't agree with catch and release. We don't agree with sanctuary cities. That doesn't make any sense. It's probably the worst thing of it all. Defund sanctuary cities. If you could defund sanctuary cities, doesn't that free up money? That frees up capital right there to build a wall. Defund sanctuary cities. Deport illegals. You know, talk to congressmen, senators in your state. See if that will help. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. But thank you guys for letting me vent right there today. You know, it's my day off, and I'm gonna go relax right now. I might get outside and do some hiking or something. Florida feels like, I don't know, it's been chilly. It's been real chilly lately, so I might do something outside, because for once it's not hot down here. And I just had to get that out of, yeah, Chuck Schumer is a clown. I just had to get that out there real quick, guys. See what you guys think. What can we do to ensure the safety and security and the sovereignty of our nation going forward? Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all of the social media platforms. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just type in MikeNificent813 and I should pop right up. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.